We're in. Josh, welcome to When Nerds Do Fitness. I don't know, is it Maley? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Maley, yeah, well done for even identifying that, yeah.
Good, wicked. Okay, Josh Maley. So for those that, welcome to the podcast, by the way, just to give the new listeners and yourself just like a little bit of a rundown on why we do this or why I run this podcast is ultimately, I know you got a geeky side, which is wicked, and we're going to pull that out of you in a minute, which is mint. And I've got loads of questions, and we'll have a good chin wag, so that's good. But myself, I got into training because get the violins out. I was bullied heavily as a kid through school, so I was like, right, I want to get bigger and not look so scrawny, so I won't get bullied and get battered at school. Yeah. So I'm going to get bigger, so I look a bit more, I don't know, oomph, a bit more masculine. So I won't look so scrawny. And almost I just know it with all, most of us have like a little bit of a geeky side to us, whether we paint Warhammer models, whether we watch Harry Potter, whether we read books, whether we're a movie buff, whatever we are. I want to sort of bring that out, but have a bit of bodybuilding and fitness, which I also love, in the mix. Because I don't know about you, do you listen to many podcasts?
I go through phases.
Yeah. I bet you through prep with cardio you use it, right?
Yeah, I mean I cardio all year round because I'm quite heavy and don't want to have a heart attack.
How heavy are you?
About 340 pounds.
Shit.
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
Cardio is a must. So I'll go through phases. Like sometimes like I've really enjoyed the off the cuff. I can't bloody say it. Off the cuff. Yeah. Recently. And then more on prep, I watch a bit more bodybuilding, like the kind of American style.
Do you ever watch bodybuilding bollocks like Fuad's podcast? Do you
go through phases of enjoying it, and then it's too much bollocks at times.
Yeah.
Like like some of them you click on and it's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like
4 hours of talking about cheating and taking a shit. It's about that, isn't it?
That's quite a lot. So I've got to be in the right headspace for that.
Yeah, big time. I kind of use it just like yourself, probably. I stick cardio year round just for health. I've got asthma, so I suffer with asthma.
Yeah.
So it's like, right, if I want my stamina to be tip top while lifting weights and moving heavy weight in the gym, I need my asthma to be, my lungs conditioned and ready for me to go. And during that time, I listen to podcasts, and I thought to myself, it's all nerdy things. I've got to follow some real geeks, and it's kind of a bit boring for me because all they talk about is that. And then if I watch bodybuilding stuff, it's kind of all that. And I haven't found a mix. So I thought I'll make it myself.
Oh, that's cool. And I actually, because obviously, like, till you messaged me, like, I hadn't come across yourself.
Yeah.
I watched your one with Scarlett the other day.
That's it.
I've crossed paths with Scarlett, and I know her partner Rob a bit.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
So it's good fun. It's good fun, man. And I don't know about you, you work in the industry and you coach many people. It can get quite samey. We live in this box. We live in this, eat food, do cardio, train clients, coach clients, go to sleep, do it. And we love that lifestyle. But I want to kind of do other bits. I kind of get
the escapism of it.
Yeah, all. Man. Yeah, too right. And that's another reason why I play games or watch movies. It's to go into another world. You know what I mean? Let's break the ice.
Cool.
Hang on, before we break the ice, why don't you just give the listeners just a rundown of who you are, what you do, where you're based in the UK. If they don't know you, if they're a bit stupid.
I still find it weird that people know me. I thought it was really cool when you messaged and like, people identifying in a Harry Potter geek. I was like, that is like, I don't care about being in this universe. Harry Potter's #1 fan.
And then I scrolled down your gram and I was like, where am I going to see the Potter stuff then? Where am I going to... Like the last 4 or 5, I was like the grid. I was like, get in. See, I haven't been to that Harry Potter forest yet. I really want to go.
Yeah. So no, my girlfriend took me there. She's not into Harry Potter, but she took me there, and now she's into Harry Potter.
There you go, mate.
I was already madly in love, but now she's just like leveled up.
That's it.
She's joined the club.
Perfect.
So, I'm been competing for 12 years. Started at 22, now 34. Been involved, I suppose, in bodybuilding since kind of 19, 20. Before that, I used to be a swimmer at quite a fairly high level.
Yeah.
And then just sort of, again, like yourself, what you mentioned in the intro, like I was dead skinny. I was like 80 kilos at 6'6", and now I'm 155 kilos. So, and I was always very aware of that. And exactly like yourself, I mean, not like yourself, I didn't get bullied, fortunately, but I was always very, very self-conscious. And for me, like that connection between muscle, masculinity, alpha, and more importantly, confidence kind of was there. And like, so I just sort of, went to the gym, and then one thing leads to another, and next thing
That's
you know,
it.
you're on stage in your pants and you
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? It's just
For a decade, and here we
yeah,
are.
yeah. So you touched on, you referred to muscle and masculinity, and that's kind of what I want to look like, because I look bigger and more confident in myself when I walk past the mirror. I go, yeah, I like the look of who I'm looking at.
Yeah.
To me, games did that for me. So like the games like you ever played Gears of War on Xbox or heard of it?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah. So they're like big chaps with big armor, or like God of War, big muscle men, like Disney movies, Hercules, Tarzan, they're shredded. So I looked at those. Did you look at any movies like Arnold or any gamers or anything?
Yeah, massively. Like, what was like? Do you remember a program called Street Sharks? I don't know if you're probably too young. There's
You say that though, but I'm going to Google it while you talk.
A cartoon called Street Sharks, and they were like, I think it was 3 or 4 brothers, and they like somehow got mutated into like half man, half shot, and they were like big boys.
So it's almost like Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and like Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh,
like,
I know these. Yeah.
But like, I was always I remember having like the toys, and I was like, the size of the arms on this boy.
I know, yeah.
So I was always like drawn to, like the big. So in Biker Mice from Mars, like Modo was like the boy because he was the biggest.
Yeah.
In like the Avengers, like the Hulk, even though like not much to him, but he's a big dude. Like,
yeah.
So again, like I suppose sort of that kind of cartoony thing. I was never particularly like, and it's probably bodybuilding blasphemy to say, like particularly taken with Arnold. Like I thought he was cool and anything, but like, I mean, people love him in his physique, and I'm like, he's a big dude, I suppose. Yeah, and then I was completely unaware of bodybuilding until probably the age of 21, when one of my colleagues was like, I'd been training pretty hard for a couple of years, still looked nothing like a bodybuilder, but he could see that I was like very committed. And he was like, have you ever thought about competing? And he was like, he sent me homework. He was like, go look at these guys like Ronnie Coleman.
Oh, so it was so you're immediate. So your open the book to bodybuilding was Ronnie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, so that's a thing, is it? Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And in quite a weird way though, it's quite nice, because I was completely naive to the fact that these guys were not 6'6".
Yeah.
So I was like, of course I can look like that. And I think like a big part of like my early growth was, I think some people like cap themselves when they're tall, because they're like, there's no tall bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Where I just was like, I think everyone must be my height and enormous, so why can't I be?
Yeah.
I think.
So I think as you mentioned Arnold, I kind of agree with you. To be fair, I think it was his charisma that got him, I think it was his charisma and it was his accent, because he's Austrian. He got on the map because he's just a massive Austrian actor that was really quite terrible at acting. He really is, really. But that then got bodybuilding on the map, I think. Yeah. Would you say? Yeah.
No, definitely. I mean, he's a huge icon. Like obviously, like I know. I'm not saying I don't.
I think we all looked up to any bodybuilder, because especially the ones that have competed like yourself. I've only done it twice. I'm going to do more this year and possibly in the future. But because you've been competing for 12 years,
I've done like 28.
You'll always have that underlying respect for those. Anyone, even the physique that wear the big old board shorts, the women that go on bikini,
anyone who steps on stage,
because you know what it took to get on there.
And that's why I love coaching, because like I've got a few guys this year coming into their first shows, and it's like, just takes me back, and it's just like, it's an absolute buzz, and I just want to make sure that they kind of enjoy it as much as.
Do you ever go to any of their shows? Have you?
Absolutely.
Do you?
Yeah. So
cool.
I've not got anyone competing until May, but the FitX, I think you said you were doing FitX.
Yeah, in August.
So I'm going to go to the first FitX, which is next weekend in Manchester. I love getting to shows, because it fires me up, as well as like seeing other people.
Too right. Yeah.
It's just that, like you say, kind of there, everyone's on stage, everyone there's worked damn hard, and just getting that vibe. And
I've got two pals competing in Exeter PCA in about 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm just going to whip down there and watch it, just to give me that, sit in the crowd, because I've only been to the one, actually. I lied, but I've never really been to a bodybuilding show to watch and to be an spectator and go, okay, and that's just going to light my fire. It's going to go, right, let's go for it,
It's great as well, especially like, are you in prep now?
Got a week left.
Okay, so that perfect time to like start going to a show and get that early fire going, and then
so I've got a week left, and that brings me to where's your mindset a week before you start prep? So I'm a big foodie. I don't know about you. So I'm a Greg's Steak Bake, a Mackey's, a Pizza Hut. I'm a big foodie. So, you know, when I'm through prep, I'm a couple of weeks out, I watch food challenge videos. I'm all of that, you know, I eat my broccoli as they're taking a bite of pizza. I'm like, yeah, I'm eating a Domino's right now, you know. Where's your mindset a week before prep? Do you just gorge on a load of crap? Do you watch yourself? Do you go, well, there's no point in me going to ruin all my progress now. I'm going to give myself a kickstart.
I think like I've been doing it that long that like, I know I say this to a lot of people, like I'm on prep now, even though I'm not on prep, because I know what my next goal is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I mean, I'm eating that much food. I'm eating a little less food currently, but I'm eating that much food that like I don't have cravings right now.
No.
Like the idea of like a burger just sounds like hard work. And but then put me in, you know, kind of 6 weeks out from a show, and I'm like, oh, burger.
Yeah.
So I suppose in my like, because I'm such an extreme in terms of the amount I have to eat, I'm almost like lucky in that way. But certainly like I've got a photo somewhere, like, and it was like, I'm sure that was like the weekend before I started prep, and I just caned a load of food and my stomach was out of there. Yeah. It made a fantastic transformation.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, especially from the side.
Yeah, oh, it's epic. Yeah, my girlfriend took it from the sofa. It was like the least complimentary angle going.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we'll save that for when I'm like,
that's it.
Just call it like a 1 week transformation.
Yeah. Or they call it photoshopped or whatever they say. Where are you? So calorie wise now, then, even though you're not on prep, but I know exactly what you mean when you say that, because very, very first competitions were last year for myself. I've done photo shoots. I've dieted for holidays. We've all done that sort of jazz. But I finally did my 2 comps, and I finally learned my lesson not to get fat again. So I've done that. I've gone on holiday and I've just gorged on food and got fat and become a cloud and a pillow and look like a load of crap, basically. And I learned my lesson. What I like the biggest, because is that almost, can that transcend into why you don't just go and gorge and be an idiot?
Oh, mate, yeah. I mean, you've done well. If you've learned your lesson after your first season, you've done well, because like after my first show, I can't eat cheesecake anymore because I tried nailing like 4 cheesecakes 12 years ago. And honestly, even now to this day, I used to love cheesecake. Like it was my thing, hence the reason I tried to have 4. But even now, I can't like. I can look at it, I can smell it, but the taste, the texture, something about it is just completely switched off.
What's your go-to? As soon as you finish the comp, then what's your go-to food?
Water and fruit.
Mate, that is so strange. That is so weird. It's exactly the same as me. Like I'm so thirsty. I just want like cold pineapple and mango and apple.
Pineapple is like,
that is so weird you said that.
And then normally, like, all being well, like my girlfriend or my parents will be there, and I just say, where do you want to eat? Because you're at that point where actually, when you come off stage, there's so much food out there that it's almost overwhelming.
Like,
I can eat anything. I don't know what I want. Choose something. And we'll have that.
And also because your mind is so all over the place, especially for me, it was the first show was through COVID. So it was back in June. So they got us in, and as soon as you got off stage, you get out of the building. So it was all like rushed for me. I was like, right, I'm not in the mood now anyway. Let's just go home. So I went back to Nan's and just had some cookies. And then the second show, it was okay again, but I beat my last score. So I came 3rd on the second show. So I was like buzzing. I was like, get in. I've got the top 3. I don't care where I go. So it was almost like you. I just said to my 2 mates, where do you want to go? So we just went to this chicken place.
Yeah, exactly. I think like a lot of I love food, but I think I just almost like desensitized.
Mate, you use it as a tool now. You just use it as a tool to get you to you.
The thing I like about food is the social aspect. Because obviously I don't go out, I don't drink, I don't, and obviously my friendship circle don't do that either. Like, so the sociable thing that we can do is go out for a meal, and it doesn't really matter on the meal as long as it's not an absolute dive. It's the company and the experience, and of course I'll order all the menu, but that's besides the point.
Your friendship circle, then, you mentioned that. So when you moved into bodybuilding, was it about 19, 20 years old?
Yeah, I think I said like 1920.
1925, you went into bodybuilding. No, so you're about 19, 20 years old. You're a skinny chap. Your friendship group now, are they the same friendship group you have now? Nah, same. No. So, I find the same.
Yeah, so I've got, funny enough, like I spoke to one of my best mates who is still one of my, like, who is from that initial, like met her at uni. And I'm going to go see her in 2 or 3 weeks before I start prep, so I can spend time with her. She's got a new daughter, etc. And I've got 2 other friends from uni who I still stay in touch with. And outside of that, it's all kind of bodybuilding. I mean, to be fair, like close friends, I think it's one of those, the older you get, the smaller the circle. And I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, my circle is like, everything.
Exactly the same as me.
I am like, I'm perfectly happy on my own.
Yeah.
Like I get like, you know, I'm an only child. This is what I do. Like I'm like, so having people, you know, it's very much like, if you're in my circle, it's because I like you and I enjoy spending time with you, rather than I'm dependent on you in any way for any sort of support. It's like, oh, you're nice, you're cool, let's do something.
The last thing you want, anyone wants, if they're in bodybuilding or training or fitness and they've got to eat on a regimented schedule or whatever it might be, cardio training, the last thing we want is drama. So we're going to almost tailor our circle to what lifestyle we're currently doing. So we're going to bring, not to benefit our circle as per, but just to almost don't even affect, they don't affect what you're trying to do.
And that's it. Like, I'm exactly the same what you said there in terms of stress. Like, I'm like a very chill person anyway, and I'm so chilled that like if I feel like I'm getting some ag of someone, then I'm like, I won't be rude, but I'll just like drop off the radar.
Are you pretty good at cutting them out, but in a really good, swift way? Very quietly. I'm very good. I don't know if that's a bad thing.
So. Well, I must be, because I haven't got any at the moment. You know? So, if you're watching,
I don't necessarily, like you said, I don't necessarily say anything, but I just maybe reduce the amount of texts or WhatsApps I send them. Do you want to train tomorrow? My knee's really bad, mate. I'm sorry. It's just things like that. And they kind of
video, PB hotspot.
That's it.
There's your hint.
Man. Just hide them from watching your story, mate. It's as easy as that. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Just tailoring your circle and just not having that drama. That's what you don't want that.
No.
So talking about foods then, how many calories you on?
So the moment is about 5.5, 6,000. Yeah.
Cool. And how roughly meal frequency, how many meals is that a day?
6 a day.
6 a day. Cool.
So it peaked to like just over 7,000, like end of off season. And I've just basically been like, so I'm in that sort of period where I finish my off season, I know when I want to start dieting, and I just like to sort of hold weight, but at the same time I don't want to eat as much, so I kind of just chip away at my food every week, and my weight just seems to sort of hang around. So I'm just finding that point where at some point my weight will start kind of going down a bit more.
I'm almost the same as you. I'm almost in the same position.
Food,
What are you in kilos? 150 something?
155, I think.
Okay, so I'm 99. That's ridiculous. So I'm only not. So my body weight is kind of
hovering. Good weight for everyone listening. They're like, they've got no reference point. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I kind of reference it in like 20 kilo plates in the gym. You know what I mean? I'm five of them. I'm 5 of them. Just hold 5 of them. That's me. But that's where I'm currently at with diet. So I start prepping about a week. This Saturday, I think I'll start, which will be 19 weeks out from that FitX in August. And then just hold where I'm at, keep cardio, and just it's just that consistent. It's been sickening. It's having that sickening consistency. It's being
you've got to enjoy, you've got to like it.
Yeah, man.
I love routine.
That's it. Same here. It's loving the boredom and just doing the boring stuff. Or to other people they find boring, but we quite enjoy the mundane normality of the tick, 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 tick.
But it's also like, obviously, like with your work and with my work, like I'm on such a sort of schedule with, you know, the amount of clients I want to get through each day and check-ins, etc. Like, but having that like having that routine in period, like just makes my day so much more efficient. Like otherwise, you know, it'd be all over the place and I'd probably finish work way later than needed. Whereas, you know, having meals, having training, you know, having those things to get in, which are basically my priority. Sorry, clients.
Well, you got to, I know exactly what you mean. You can't pour from an empty cup. You heard of that phrase? It's like if you're not feeling good yourself, if your training isn't tip top, if your foods aren't great, if you're not doing your cardio, you don't feel good, you're not going to be able to give your all to your clients. So,
And I also want to be an example. Like a lot of the clients I get come to me because of the way I kind of display myself. Like I have my coaching page, but a lot of them will come through my personal page. And will be like, oh, did you coaching? And I do actually.
It's kind of the funny you say that. A lot of things you're saying is quite similar to me in terms of when people contact me for coaching. A lot of my clients are lifestyle. So I've never coached anyone to the stage before. Would I want to? You'd be damn cool to. I'd love to be able to learn enough because I've only done 2 myself. So I kind of want to walk the walk enough first and then do it and get enough experience and make more mistakes. Not purposely, but and I work with a lot of lifestyle, and in terms of how they contact me, it's because I'm just me.
That's it. Like people want to, coaching is such a personal thing. That like realistically, they're probably like, I don't know, 1,000 coaches in this country who all know the same thing. What's the difference between us? Price point, yes. And then outside of that,
Yep.
which person do you like, and which sort of methodology that they demonstrate do you kind of get behind?
It's if you gel well.
Yeah.
Because there'll be moments where your clients won't be happy with something, let's say, or they're knackered, tired, ill, hungry. Are they going to be uncomfortable enough to contact you and say at any time, go, yo, Josh, starving, but I've been starving for ages. We need to fix something, or cardio, or my CNS is shot. I can't sleep, this, that, and the other. They need to be comfortable enough and like you enough to talk to you as a mate or as a coach. Put you on yeah, exactly. Talking of coaching, then let me ask you this, and I would like to ask this of a lot of coaches to help the people that are listening. Let's talk to the clients themselves. What best of a piece of advice could you give a client, not just for yourself as coaching? What could they do better so they can get more out of coaching? I've got one.
What could they do better?
You could even use one of your clients, or a client that you've coached 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Could they have done that better, communicated with me more, checked in on time, done this better? What can you think?
I think like for me, like and I try and emphasize this when I set up every client, is like that check-in process, because the amount of everyone checks in when things are going well. Yeah. And then the frustrating thing is often like I might even just get a WhatsApp on the check-in day being like, oh, like been a bad week, not going to check in this week. I'm like, no, this is the week you need to check in. I need to know why it's been a bad week.
Yes.
Like, have you been like, do you not enjoy something? Have you not? Why haven't you followed your diet?
Yeah.
Like, have you got like issues outside of this?
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily going to delve into, but if I could offer some positive words of advice, I will. And like those clients are the ones that kind of, I'm like, no, please tell me. Like, you don't have to like put your life out there, but at least fill the form in detail.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then if there are, and then on the flip side of that, I suppose, like, not that we have best or worst, but like the better clients are the ones who go, I like the check-in form is like, they're like, or they kind of preface the email with like, I'm sorry about like,
that's it at the beginning. Sorry about what's going to come.
I'm like, no, that's cool. Because, even if it is like, oh, like my pet died, it's like, it's worth knowing for me, because also I can then adopt and adapt like the tone of kind of speak. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't tell me your pet's died and you're traumatic, and I look at your thing and I'm like, why haven't you lost weight this week? Why did you miss that training session? They're like, oh, I can't do it.
Exactly that. Yeah, it is. You're dead right, because they're the moments that are the moments we adjust. They're the moments where we now tailor.
Learn, like about you, like everyone can follow a plan.
Yeah, I think there are 3 points. You may be able to add another one, but there are 3 points where we tailor. We all say they're tailored, it's tailored, it's tailored, it's built for you. There are 3 points at which you will notice the tailoring, I believe, is right at the very start, when we get information from that brand new client, name, height, name doesn't matter. Height, age. Josh, nah, mate. You
right there.
Yeah. So it's right at the beginning, because we learn who they are, what they can do, capabilities. And then after that, I think there's 2. Would be when they're making progress, we potentially will make adjustments. And we won't know that until they communicate. And then the other times when they're not making any progress, or they're regressing in any form or way. Unless you've been doing it enough, you might agree with me here, when you've got this, I call it coach's intuition. So that might be the 4th, where you think, hang on, then they're progressing this, let's say an upward trend, and they're doing this. I'm going to change something in a couple of weeks. And you've got this. I remember seeing this on blah, blah, and blah, blah client. I reckon I'm going to put this in here. Do you agree?
Definitely. Yeah. I think and the more you, like I say, coaching is, there's a theoretical element of it, but like hands-on experience. And like I did, like I worked PT for 6 years before I kind of transitioned to online. So
that's it.
I suppose, and I think it's important. Obviously, there are a lot of coaches, good coaches now, who do just go straight to online, but you get less understanding, I think, of the way people are. Like when you're seeing someone face to face, it's also quite hard for them to actually hide any of their problems. So you can like realize that, because when I started, because I was, a bodybuilder through and through, and like I was like, of course everyone can do like 6 meals a day and train 5 days a week and sleep 8 hours a night and completely commit their life. And then I've got like, Alison, who's like 52 and just wants to not be as kind of chunky, and I'm there going, what do you mean you didn't have your 4 meals? You're a macro girl. And honestly, like the first like kind of month or 2 of PTing, I was like, yeah, people are very different.
Everyone is different.
And I need to adjust that.
Yeah.
Can't all be,
Yeah.
driven bodybuilders.
And you're dead right. I was PTing for, was it about 6-7 years?
Yeah.
But a lot of the time in a big hustle bustle box gym, the 24-hour bullshit.
Yeah.
A gym is a gym, of course, but and that gained me the people skills. I was a salesman before that. I sold cars before that stuff. So I knew how to talk to people, but not in the industry of fitness and health. And if you don't have that fundamental aspect, and the whole point of what we do is coaching human beings, how are you going to be able to talk to them if you don't know how to talk to human beings?
Yeah, that's it.
If all you are is a keyboard warrior.
Yeah, just behind the screen.
How the fuck are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Unless you're a superhero and you've done your work, you've done your homework, but I don't think I could do that.
No, I think, and especially I think maybe if you're one of those who just kind of coaches top tier athletes.
Yeah, or speak to them once a week and just do a check-in and go, yes, no, yes, no.
They can be robotic. But the chances of you being able to enter at that level without having to deal with, like you say, a lot of yours are lifestyle, you'd love to do more competitive, and that will come, no doubt. Like for me, again, I'd say probably 50% of my guys have no ambitions to compete, have no ambitions to, maybe at some point a photo shoot might be on the card. But realistically, it's, weddings, holidays, general family health, and just making sure they're there for their kids and whatnot. Yeah. And then the other 50% are, photo shoots and competitions. And, I do obviously, just given my passion and my background, that is where I want to continue to sort of push.
Got you.
But, I wouldn't be able to have built what I've built without, everyone beforehand. So
you've got to, I'm not going to put a fancy term to it, but you've got to coach the big women, the big men, the small women, the small men.
It's like anything, when you want to get a big house, you're probably going to have a small house beforehand.
Yeah.
You want to drive a flash car, you're going to have to get a cheaper car to save and work your way up.
Just don't try and jump to the finish line. You've got to do the race first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, too right. Talking of coaching, then we'll get into some questions which people have thrown through. So, in terms of coaching, do you have a coach yourself?
I don't know.
Self coach. That's cool though.
Yeah. So I had a coach when I started. I competed in 2010. Then in 2012, I had the same coach for those 2 seasons, and then since then I've done con solo.
So like 10 years.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
Yeah. I just like, for me, I wanted to compete in 2014. But I'd kind of hit a point where I was like, I don't quite know how I feel about bodybuilding. I didn't know if the prep, being coached, the prep was exciting enough. And then I was like, well, actually, if I coach myself, there's a lot more on the line.
Yeah, I suppose.
To learn. And that really got me quite excited. And then from there, I was like, okay, I did well, which obviously helped my confidence coach myself. But I learned a lot. And you can just be a guinea pig. And obviously not everyone, I can't say the way I've done things or myself will work for other people, but I can certainly try things that make sense and would potentially. So
it's learning your lesson. It's learning lessons, isn't it? And sometimes I find you might agree, and you might have clients like this, because I do. I find it a bit of a shame that people will just want to be a yes or no man. Just go, okay, sir, yes, coach, I'll do that. I would want to learn, man. So one day I don't need to rely on a coach. I don't necessarily, and us competitive lot, we don't necessarily need to rely on them for accountability. We don't kind of need that shit anymore. But we need them as a second eye. We need them for advice. We need them almost to have a shoulder to cry on, let's say.
It's also it takes stress off of you.
Yeah.
I'm the reason I can coach myself is I'm very relaxed, and I also have the ability to completely detach myself.
Yeah.
How I feel.
Yeah.
So I check in with myself in the same way that my clients check in.
Oh, that's cool. What, you send yourself an email?
I'll fill out a form.
Do you?
I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, so this guy is doing this.
Cool. That's a wicked idea.
I'll write my plan and I'll follow my plan, and we'll get my
That's clever. That's clever.
That's pretty much it. So
that's good, man.
Obviously I have the added benefit of them going, I am truly like fucked. So yes, I know I was rubbish at resting for many years. Like I was like, no, I could just keep going. I can just keep going.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, you're not getting any younger, and rest is definitely not the enemy.
What about your girlfriend partner? Was she into training, into fitness, into bodybuilding? Yeah, so or did you get her in like Harry Potter? Were you like,
no, she was in it already. So she's done like bikini comps and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's in just incredible shape kind of all year round.
Sweet.
So it's
so she understands
it a
prep.
lot more than other people. Like, it's still hard, like any prep, there gets to that point, like, because I think a lot of people, like, I don't get angry, I don't get terribly emotional. In fact, I get the opposite. Like, I just so, like, she'll be like, she'll feel, I know every year it's been better, but I know she hates it, like, because it's just like I'm just not there, like, emotionally. Like, it's like, how are you? I'm fine. Like, we'll be on the phone, it's just like monotone.
Man.
Almost to the point where I'm like, trust me, I do really love you. I know it doesn't sound like it,
but you sound really monotone.
It's like,
trust me, I really love you. I
promise. Like, try and convince me. So like, now she's like, whenever I prep, like, she'll be like, right, I'm going to make sure, I'm as busy as possible for that period of time. So at least she's not there going, why is he not, like, kind of available and stuff.
Yeah. Would you consider that the best piece of advice you could give anyone listening if they're about to do their first prep with a partner on board? Communicate.
Yeah, I think, like, I've got a few guys starting prep in the next week or two, and I've already got on their notes, like, the next check-in, there's going to be a prep talk, because it's like, yes, please explain to your partner, and if you've got kids, your kids, and depending how close you are with your family and your friends, like, the next 16 weeks, you are not going to be going on social events, or if you are not going to be partaking in the same manner as everyone else. Like, I'm sorry to dictate that to you, but, like, I know that by the end of this, you're going to want to look back and not have any reason to regret anything. And then, just say, if it's the first prep, it's tricky because we're speaking of hypotheticals. Like, say to your partner, you're probably going to be very, very tired, very, very hungry, very, very withdrawn. You'll be on the outside appear a bit of a different person. But, assure them. And like I say, I'm here, like, I've walked the walk, a lot. So, if they need to reach out to me as a client and be like, is this normal how I feel? Then I'd be like, unfortunately, yes.
Or try and almost, you don't want to fake it, but you kind of want to be extra animated than what you usually would be. Just up your, because I've been there. I've walked into a room of people and they'll go, oh, Matt's moody, or Matt's pissed off. And I'm like, nah, no one's done anything wrong. I'm just fucked. That's all it is. I just need to sit here, just chill. But usually I'm the little light in a room trying to make everyone laugh and be the joker and the clown. And as soon as I've hit prep, I'm tired, I'm hungry. I'm just, so you just got to be chirpy.
I think, and that's it's also like realizing that the ones closest to you are probably the ones you're going to want to, like, not push away, but, like, because they're the ones who are about the most. They're the ones who are going to be exposed to you potentially being your worst. Like, I'm to my clients on, like, I can leave a lot of voice notes. Like, you won't know I'm on prep. I'll be like, a week, I'll be like, yes, mate, awesome work. This is great. This is great. This is great. I'll stop that and I'll be like, bye, babe.
That's so good. Yeah. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll have a cup of tea. Cheers.
You're the man. Go fuck off.
Exactly. I know what you mean, but I think communicate, be chirpy, just be aware that
be aware.
When
that's
you're
a good tired, you, like, if you're with your loved ones, try and make the effort,
be there, be present,
and it's okay that it's an effort, but just make it. And it's something that is easier said than done, and I am constantly reminding myself of every single kind of time I do it. But
what comp are we going for next then?
I keep my cards close to my chest.
Oh, cool.
I just don't like pressure.
Man.
And I suppose, like, people, like, get a bit excited, and I also get really frustrated with, there's a lot of people, I suppose, who I compete against and kind of around that level, who really, like, I think, over accentuate, like, the importance of bodybuilding. Like, it's like, oh, like, and you get the fucking reels with the music and the and I'll put a reel up and it'll be like, like, big butts to the count,
and a bit laggy, and it has come in at the wrong time.
I just don't, and I think, so I just like to keep things. I also like the idea of suspense. Like, I just like the idea that there are people out there who are like, might see me and think, okay, he's looking a bit more in shape. When might this happen?
That's an extra vein in his neck. That usually happens like 3 weeks out.
Check the diary. And because I coach myself, I don't have to tell anyone.
No,
we just sort of crack on. And
as a person online, which we are, announcing shows, I've noticed, not for myself, but other people, when they announce, it's almost like, follow me on this journey. It's a great way to push content, isn't it? Which you no doubt you've done yourself over Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah, and like, it is tempting, like every year, like,
yeah.
and
please don't, whatever you fucking do, don't call it, if you do something, journey to or road to. Fuck that. No way, please.
Yeah, the comeback.
Yeah, that's it.
The retribution.
Yeah.
Sorry for anyone who's actually.
It's all right, mate. We haven't hurt any feelings. It's all love.
Everyone knows the deal.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it's tempting, but again, like I think for me, when you announce things like on social media, when if I do things like that, I very much then feel like a sense of expectation, a sense of pressure. I mean, I already put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, obviously, that's why I do it. I do it for me. I do it because I want to be the best I can be, and I don't want everyone else. Because I've had it before, and it's like, it's been great, but it's been bad. So like, 2016. I came second in Mr. Universe, and like leading into that, people were like, mate, this is like yours for the taking.
Yeah.
On the day, people were like, yep, you've got this. So I did. It was such a good learning experience because like I just learned not to like listen or believe, because I was stood on stage and I was like, and I knew it was close, like, but because of what everyone had said, I was like, I can't believe I won Mr. Universe.
Did you have a grin like that on stage?
From the UK, Josh Maley. Oof, that one got right. And then you like got like 2 seconds to compose yourself. Well done, Fabian. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good one.
And it's almost, if you do get all of this smoke shot up your arse every 5 minutes from people, if you have got this mindset, which a lot of us don't, we could start getting complacent. I've got it.
I think even like, it doesn't matter. I'm the least complacent or self-belief person, but like, if it happens enough, and it's hard not to, it's hard to ignore. And although it's all meant in good faith, and it's not necessarily from the people who matter, it's I want the judges to tell me I've won. I don't want everyone on Instagram saying I've won, because they're not kind of
no, of course not. No, we kind of I know exactly what you mean in terms of just that's what my plans are this year. I've set myself one show, and I'd like to, build up the hype for it and show people the journey, even the normal folk that aren't really into bodybuilding. This is what we do. This is what posing is. You've got to stand in your pants outside against a brick wall and do some of these shots and just take people along. And I kind of want to have a few shows where no one knows that I'm doing it. Just jump in. How cool of that of a feeling, just jumping in and just, hey, one.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, I think like showing people the journey, and I love that. Like I and this is why like part of me is like, oh, maybe I should, because like it's the kind of content that I really enjoy, like following. But it's very much like dependent on how that person like expresses that journey. Like you said, is it the road to? Is it like, I am going to do this? Is it talk, or is it just I'm doing this week? This is my diet. This is how hard I'm training. I'm giving it everything I can. I want to be the best I can. Not I'm going to be like I'm the hardest worker in the room.
And almost being you've got to bring that authenticity towards it as well. I find, because I think it was about 9 weeks out, and no, I shouldn't have been feeling like this 9 weeks out, as you probably will agree. But I couldn't stand up, mate, to do my posing. Couldn't do it. I couldn't stand up. So I finally, just like you, I was having an attitude of I could eat nails to get lean. I don't care what I do. You tell me exactly, and I will do everything. I didn't eat an M&M, a crisp out of line. I did everything. And I got to 9 weeks out, and I was like, I swear to God, man, I shouldn't be able to feel like this far out.
9 weeks.
Can I be?
Time.
Yeah, 9 weeks. I couldn't stand up. And I'm not exaggerating. I was really tough. So I finally messaged him. He was like, nah, mate, you're not supposed to be feeling like that. I'm like, oh, all right. So then we up food or reduce cardio, whatever it might have been. But I put that on there. I put that on YouTube. I show people, this is how shit you could feel if you do this. But I do it over and over again because I fucking love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it mad?
Yeah,
isn't it weird?
Crazy. And I like, again, just the whole, like, you'll finish prep and all you'll think about is, how am I going to improve? What's my going to look like? You get to where I am now, and all I'm thinking about is, I can't fucking wait to prep. And like, you finish the last like 3-4 weeks of prep, maybe you're there, you're writing a new training plan, you're already planning out your off season, you're like, oh, this is what's going to happen. You're so excited, and then you kind of enter it and you go, wish I was back on prep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, too right. Right, we're going to get into some. So you're a big Harry Potter geek, as we mentioned.
I am.
Which is fantastic. So am I. I'm going to ask you like we're going to do a Potter trivia.
Okay.
Okay. Some funny ones in there, but we'll start real easy.
Okay.
What house is Harry Potter in?
Gryffindor.
Fantastic. Harry's godfather?
Sirius Black.
Fantastic. What animal represents Hufflepuff House?
Oh, that's shit.
The yellow one.
We've got the raven, we've
Yeah.
got the lion, we've got the snake, and then of course the one that I can't think of.
Oh, come on. You got this, mate. You got this. You usually run them over when you're driving your car.
Badger.
Hey, badger.
Not sure I would have. I'm not sure I would have got that without that.
Yeah. You could have gone fox or squirrel, pigeon,
Yeah.
pheasant. You got a few out there.
Maybe hit
Next, next one. Harry's Patronus.
Stag.
Yes. Okay, some funny ones now. Snog, marry, avoid. We know that game. Trelawney, McGonagall, or Sprout.
Marry McGonagall without a doubt.
Why? You got to give me whys as well.
Just like she's just combination.
She's intelligent. She'll give you a really good hug in the morning, wouldn't she?
Sweet and badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, ain't no shit. She'll keep you in your place.
Yeah.
But like you say, she's like that mothering figure.
Yeah.
Who would definitely take good care of you. Right.
You've got Trelawney. I think I'd avoid that bitch. I think she's a bit funky, isn't she?
She's full. I mean, it's just a snog though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
Sprout's going to be a bit muddy.
Yeah. Although she's got quite like I'm just thinking of the character in the film.
Something to hug there. She's got a bit of meat to her.
Yeah, she's got like a plump face. So yeah, maybe we go snog.
Sprout.
Yeah, and then avoid Trelawney.
Avoid Trelawney. Yeah, I'd avoid Trelawney. She'll just get you into. You'd be fucked. I think. Yeah, you'll be high most of the time. I think. Who smells worst? Mundungus Fletcher,
right,
or Mad Eye Moody?
Almost like
that's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I saw it and I was like, hang on a minute. You imagine the armpits on Mundungus.
Yeah.
Imagine them. And then Mad Eye Moody under his coat.
Yeah, I just feel like that coat. I feel like that hasn't been taken off. I reckon he sleeps in it. I don't reckon like like water reaches.
It's like Hagrid's coat. He doesn't get out of that thing.
Yeah. I think probably Moody because he
stinks a bit more.
Been about as well, you know what I mean? Like
he's got a gammy foot as well, mate. He has a limp. Come on now. You imagine the smell of that gout.
That's probably rot going all over the place. So.
Next one. Who in the wizarding world could make it to the Olympia stage? Do you reckon Hagrid?
Yeah, I'm thinking Victor Crumb. Like he's
yeah.
Like, again, this is tricky because like he's not necessarily described too much in the book physically, but like in the film, like
do you reckon Cedric would do physique?
Yeah, he'd be a good boy.
He'd be a pretty boy, wouldn't he?
Yeah. You never know, some of those like Crab or Goyle, maybe they just like strip down if they got a bit of tissue there.
Who would you? Okay, then. Quick question, off the cuff. Who would you prefer to coach within the wizarding world?
I think Crumb, because I think
you get Crumb on board.
He's got that sporting background, so he knows how to train, and he's like got that appreciation. You know, if we can,
he can ride that. He rides that wood pretty damn well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think we could definitely get him.
Great balance,
moving places. Yeah, good genetics as well. Like he's got that slightly in the film anyway. The slightly sort of Eastern Europe, kind of Middle Eastern vibe. And some of those guys explode,
and they can get shredded to the bone, can't they?
So yeah.
What got you into Potter? What got you into that? Did you read the books?
Yeah. Read the books. I can't remember which book. I think it was either the fourth or the fifth book, but I remember waited outside Waterstones in the morning for that one.
Oh, were you one of those little kiddies?
And I was massively disappointed there wasn't like a massive queue. I was convinced there was. There would be, and I was there, and I just remember it being freezing. I've got a feeling I might have been to like a house party on the night before, so maybe it was like I don't know. It must have been in my teens, I suppose. But
probably would have been. How old are you?
I'm 34. So
okay, so it might have been one of the Deathly Hallows come the end.
Yeah,
mightn't it?
Maybe, but anyway, yeah. I read them. In fact, I read them. My parents are really into like books, and my dad's like an English professor, so it's always sort of being encouraged. And I read like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings like early doors. And we had Harry Potter because obviously I think Harry Potter got released and it didn't go anywhere for like a few years. So I think I read it then, and then it blew up and I read it again, and then all the others came out.
What? Go on. Sorry.
I just find it such a like perfect way of escaping. Like I read
Yeah,
it
man.
every single year because the films are great, but like the books are just so much.
Yeah.
There's so much more to them. I always describe it as like I'm a comfort blanket.
Exactly.
So you know, if I'm like feeling down, if I'm feeling tired, if I'm feeling poorly, like I can just put the films on. I don't necessarily have to watch them, but just having them on.
If you have the music in the background
Sound, I can sort of join them at any point. I can enjoy them at any point.
Yeah.
I can also like, you know, get on with my day. Like during prep, I pretty much run the films like back to back.
Get in
all the way through.
Yeah. See, I do the same thing. I've got like I've 5 almost like box sets I go through, and I just keep running through them. And it's Potter, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And I'll just go
through Jurassic Park, like the old ones as well.
Yeah, the new ones.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the 2 newer ones with Chris Pratt. I think they're 2 like I've watched a lot of them a lot. I also watched like the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings a lot.
If you could live in one of the worlds, if you could go right from now, you're pretty much a Viking. Yeah. So if you could go to one of the worlds and live in that for the rest of your days, what world? With the Wizarding World, Middle Earth?
I feel like Middle Earth is just like a little bit.
I think you'd be a dwarf in Middle Earth.
Yeah, mate. Look at the hair. You could go Middle Earth in this day and age. Like if we went to New Zealand, we could sort of experience that. I feel like the Wizarding World is like you're never going to get that.
It's almost like a cult, isn't it? Like no one knows about it. You got to hide it. It's all hidden.
And just the sheer like spectrum of things that are different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm 34 now. I'd be like the kind of another half of my life experiencing pretty new things like every single day.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
And it's funny you say that. Take yourself back to the Fellowship of the Ring when Bilbo's running away from that firework that's a dragon, and it comes down. We haven't seen a dragon in these parts for 1,000 years. You wouldn't see anything for like 1,000 years anyway. So you're damn right. If you're in the Wizarding World, you're going to see like people like flicking wands every 5 minutes, aren't you? Yeah. You're going to see a fucking dragon for 1,000 years. So it'd be quite boring, I suppose.
I just came here for the dragon, mate. Where is it?
Yeah. All I'm doing is like plant. I'm just doing some gardening and eating cheese like a hobbit. Yeah. I know exactly what. Yeah. Do you play many games? Do you play much video games?
I don't. I've got like a very addictive personality, so I don't have. It's why bodybuilding works well.
Yeah.
It's why coaching works well because I love it. But like, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Like I have the time, but you don't
want to put the time to it.
The time I have wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
So I would end up probably not sleeping as much, probably starting to fuck clients off. And basically just be like a real bum.
But just as you said with the movies, you can dip in and out when you fancy. I've got to find games. I'm not a massive gamer anymore. I used to be, and like you said,
I used personality. Like when I was at uni, like I lived with a load of guys, so like kind of Call of Duty was like, but then again, like that's when I discovered kind of my issue, so to speak, because like Call of Duty they'd like play and then like stop playing and do something.
Yeah.
And then someone else would come online, I'd still be there.
Yeah.
And then like they'd go to uni and I'd be like, man, I can miss this lecture.
Yeah. You coming out, Josh? Nah, mate, I'm on COD.
I'm on the fucking streak. Like,
yeah.
So I was like, it's better. I'm an all or nothing. So it's a nothing with the games.
But I just got to find games that you might have heard of them, like Call of Duty is similar to that. I know if you just keep on going, you want to level up, you want to get better, you want to get better armor, better guns, all sorts of things like that. But you got to find little games that you can just dip in and out and play.
Yeah. So the only game that I play, and this will come out every prep, is Pokemon.
Oh, get on!
So I've got Pokemon on the, I don't know what it's called. It's a little flappy one.
You got the Switch?
Maybe a Switch, yeah. But I've also got Game Boy Color.
Oh, you have? You still got one?
Yeah. So like, and I actually prefer playing Pokemon on that.
Oh, mate, of course, because you like it.
Yeah. And like, it's one of those where like you can play it and you like it.
It also, when you're on your treadmill, it looks like you're coaching clients for your phone.
Yeah, I actually do cardio in my spare room. I've got a bike behind me, so people don't even see me. But that's like great because it's like you can play that for 5 minutes and enjoy it and switch it off. And also, it's actually quite hard to play for like probably over an hour. Great.
Your eyes start stinging, man. You start looking stoned.
So many times you can sort of go and like press A and fight something. And
the big question I have for Josh Maley then tonight is when you visit Dr. Oak on Pokemon,
Right.
Which of the 3 Pokemon do you pick?
I mean, every time, like, I think Venusaur is the worst.
Okay.
Not Venusaur. No, what's
Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur? Yeah,
That's the one.
I've evolved him like all the way to the end already. I'm thinking this is how developed I am. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's doing the big
That's
dog.
it.
So it's always between. I think the first time I picked Squirtle.
Yeah.
But I think that's because I was that geek. You had the like playbook that you could buy at the time, like the magazine that was like the walkthrough.
Yeah.
And I knew the first gym leader was like a rock, so I was like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like who's the coolest, I think Charmander, like,
Charizard when he
Charizard,
evolves, man. Yeah, too right.
It's too good.
Undeniable. And anything fire is wicked.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie? You seen the Pokemon movie? I think it's called like Pikachu Detective or something like that.
I've not had the heart.
It's on Netflix, man. It's on.
I've seen it, and
please don't, because you'll fall into a hole and just cry. It's terrible.
That's kind of the thing. The vibe I got about it. So
it's almost the same as, because I have this same addictive personality, and I played Warcraft, World of Warcraft. Ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So I was a big PC gamer.
The film.
Yeah, man. And then they brought out Warcraft, the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's watch it. Because I'm a positive guy. I'm a cup half full kind of guy. I'm like, they're gonna nail it.
Yeah.
They nailed Assassin's Creed, didn't they? Not. I was like, come on, please. Watched it. It was okay, but again, they fucked it.
Yeah. So obviously, I never play Warcraft, and I do enjoy the movie.
Yes.
But I'm also like aware that I feel like it should have been a lot better, given how much of a fan base there is, and like realistically, the expectation.
It's just unfortunate for those sort of movies. They probably don't have the biggest of budgets behind them, because they're kind of winging it. It's a PC game, and they're like, all right, you can have $1 million or whatever it is. So they've got to get really shitty actors. Not terrible, but just not the headliners, you know. Have you seen they're going to do a Lord of the Rings series on Amazon?
Yeah,
was excited for that?
Something like that. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Amazon. Well, they've got the budget, so hopefully.
Yes, too right. I've tried. Like we mentioned the other day, we had a little chat. I tried The Witcher, and I'm going to give him another go. It's like any series that you start. It's that first or second episode. It's slow, and you just got to patience, which I don't have.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. Like The Witcher, like I said, because I watched it on prep. In fact, I'm really bad with series. Period.
Yeah.
But unless it catches me from the start, I'll watch it, or no, I won't. I'll finish it, but I'll sleep a lot.
Yeah.
Like, because I only really watch stuff from like, if I watch anything on a weekday, it tends to be sort of like 8:30 till like 10.
Yeah.
Which is prime napping time for me. So it's almost like. Right, and then I'll wake up and it'll be like loading the next episode. I'm like, we'll crack on then. And so, you know, I could get I watched. Have you watched Altered Carbon?
Oh, is it with that black actor on a main?
Yeah,
no, I haven't seen it.
In both series, but like that's a weird one because they can change. Like the people change. There's like a sort of chip or something. Again, this is how much I watched it. But like. So 1 minute, like the actor will be someone, and then the chip will go into someone else. So there'll be so the characters basically change people. So I'll like wake up, and I'll be like, "You were like,
well, it's a female now."
Yeah, literally. And I'll be like, "Who? Why are they?" Oh man! And so it's like Google. I'm like, "What happens?" And quick little review. I'm like, I'm up to date.
Yeah. What's your genre of choice? Any movie genre? What's your best? Is it fantasy?
Yeah. And then like action. Like, I love shitty action films.
Oh, about you love an Expendables, don't you?
Yeah, and anything like on that, like when it says in the, like these days, it kind of goes in like the little blurb. It's like from the director of the Expendables. I'm like, yep, that's my sort of shit.
Expendables or Transformers? yeah. Too. I love the Transformers movies, though, mate. They were wicked, weren't they?
Yeah. Again, they're just They're one that I didn't expect to enjoy was have you watched the Power Rangers film?
No.
Right. So like I was like, I thought it wouldn't be. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what that says about me, but that it surprised me how good it was. I watched it a couple of times.
Did you watch that as a kid? Did you watch Power Rangers?
I did. Like I wasn't a huge fan, but like I did definitely watch it and embrace it and enjoy it. And I'm sure I had the big read.
I was a big Cartoon Network, so let me rack off a few, see if these ring a bell. Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Cramp Twins. Do you remember that? It was like a set of twins, and one was blue and one was normal color.
I definitely recognize the name, but I can't picture them. Yeah.
What about well, you'd know SpongeBob, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those lot. I was a big Cartoon Network. Or Powerpuff Girls was a good one.
Yeah.
That was all right, wasn't it? Yeah. Movies, or not necessarily movies, but I think like kids' cartoons now If you just put CBBC on for any reason, if you're
Yeah.
high, you wouldn't do it. But if you just pop it on, you watch it, you just think they're terrible now.
Yeah, no, the last like good one that I remember watching was Ben 10.
Yeah, Ben 10 was wicked because
That was good.
they changed into a random monster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was but no, my favorite cartoon, and this is something that comes out several times a year. I don't know if you've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I love Avatar, that series.
That's my thing.
That was so wicked, wasn't it?
That's in, like there's Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra, like, which is like the next one, and like just both of those, like I think there's like four series or 5 series in each.
What faction, or what do they call it?
So they're like air. There's like air, water, earth, fire. Yeah.
Which one would you rather be? You see with a fire. You see with a fire, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, fire gets a bad rap in there, like, because they're basically the troublemakers, but it'd be pretty cool. But then I just watch it and like it's just so good, honestly. Like,
yeah, like I can see the passion in your face, man.
Yeah, but like what I love about it is like there's some real life lessons in it as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a sort of like, if you're a kid, you could definitely watch it and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But as an adult, you're like, there's a lot to be taken from it.
It's funny you say that. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I was saying have you noticed life lessons in each Disney? Do you watch Disney's?
I like Disney's. I don't watch them too much, but yeah.
So like, trying to figure one out now. What could I do? Let's go to Tarzan, the movie. The lesson to that is, because he's different, the main gorilla, Kerchak, the daddy of the group, didn't allow him in until he realized he was worthy enough to come in. But he was different, and it's almost like allowing difference, just everyone come together. There's no point in that every single movie, or I do find Disney's a lot have lessons to them, but you only find that out when you're old enough and you've got a bit of a noggin to you, and you go, too right. Let's go back to bodybuilding, then we'll jump off because you're a busy man, and it's almost prime time napping time, man. It's almost 8. I know. What so in terms of your training currently, then people like to know these sort of things.
Oh, cool.
Training split. How many days a week do you train?
I train 5 days, 5 days a week. So I've done 5 days for most of my life. I've tried double days when I was really doing not a lot else with my life. I've done 6 days. I actually really enjoyed. I only started 5 days again beginning of this year, and the previous 18 months I was doing 4 days a week.
Right.
Which, like, again, I come from a swimming background, which is like super high volume, 2 sessions a day, 7 days a week. So I've always been like, even though there've been 5 sessions, like they've been long, hard 5 sessions, kind of as much as I can do in them. The 4 sessions was like, I never think I could do that, but I really enjoyed it, and just meant that I was very rested and kind of trained really hard.
And it means those four sessions are like 95% your best, and
so the 5, the 5 isn't that dissimilar. Like, I basically just added an arm day because that's something that, like, an arm / any top up work that might be needed. So technically it's on a Saturday. It's one of those where mentally you don't need to be in the same headspace to attack a bicep curl as you do a hack squat or something. So I go push, so chest, shoulders, triceps Monday, pull, which I do a little bit hamstrings, and then mainly back on Tuesday, rest on Wednesday, second push session on Thursday, which I do some biceps instead of triceps, legs on a Friday, and then arms and top up work on.
It's almost, you hear this quite a bit, it's almost, you might not be maxed out, but I don't know where you're at with your bodybuilding career in terms of what you believe you have left to do. As you progress through your bodybuilding career, you're almost refining now, right?
Well, like, I know, like, the areas that, like, I look at this with everyone, like, we've got 100% of a pie chart, and that's how much effort you can put in. So I can't put in 50% on arms, 50% on chest. That's it, I'm done. So the moment I also, like, the older I get and the bigger I get, and I suppose the more in tune with my body I get, movements are more efficient. So I know that I can kind of really do a number on my chest in 3 exercises. It'd be a waste just to do that in, like, that be a session. So for me, delts respond quite well to higher volume with less, I suppose, load, so I could tag them on after. Likewise with arms. And it is just kind of choosing the body parts that need the most love.
I've almost found, because I'm able to eat more food now, I'm just having the 1 day's rest. Technically 2, like you said, and on the second rest day, I just chuck in arms on that day, because it's not it's fucking hard. Of course it is. If it's not hard, you're definitely not training. But it's exactly what you said. You don't need to.
It's not that.
I bet you the night before. The night before arms, you're not thinking like you do on legs, going, "Oh fuck, I've got to do that on the hack." Or you wake up in the morning, you got that like icky butterfly feeling in your tummy. Bollocks! You don't have that on arms, do you? Just curling and extending. That's all you're doing. But I know exactly what you mean. That's what I've done myself. Yeah, just to up that frequency a little bit. Let's finish on one more bodybuilding question. This is good. This was from someone. How patient are you? I find it hard whilst bodybuilding.
How patient are you? I find it hard whilst bodybuilding.
So I'm assuming what they're saying. Yeah. So I'm assuming what they're saying is they're kind of searching for shortcuts, perhaps.
Now, yeah. I think it's just about. So like so many, I have this conversation a lot with people about they fantasize on the final goal.
Yeah.
And like they'll almost stress way too much about that, and actually that stress is going to kill your progress anyway, but also like what you're doing day to day. So just for like focus on that day, 1 day at a time. Like you have 24 hours to be as perfect as possible. Like if people hate the word perfect, but it is possible. That's the best thing about bodybuilding is you can nail your food to the gram. You can nail your hydration. You can nail your rest. You can not necessarily progress every session, but you can give 100% to every session. If you do that day in, day out, just don't worry. Like that is all you need to worry about, because in a year's time, you'll look back and you'll see, in 6 months' time, you'll see. It is tough, especially like if you're trying to put on muscle, because along with muscle gain comes a little bit of fat gain. And then it could be, the lines are blurred, so to speak. You're looking in the mirror and you're thinking, I don't know if I'm growing, and I don't know what. Like I look at myself now and I'm like, I just kind of say I'm 340 pounds. Like there's got to be something being built right now, because I'm like fat, but I can't like, I'm not in competition shape, so I can't really tell exactly what's what. So yeah, just. I mean, realistically, it's as bad as it sounds. If you're a very impatient person, bodybuilding is not the sport for you.
No. It's like I say to people that do ask me that question or do comment on that. I say, how much of a sad or shit place would you be if you could just click your fingers and get your result immediately? Like, I'm number 1 Olympian in the world or gold medal. It's like it's almost the process is as rewarding as getting the gold at the end. Or
massively, and it's I've kind of thought about like, I won't be competing for too much longer, but like the mental, I suppose, like side of things doesn't change. Like I will still intend to be better. I'll just probably shift the goalpost slightly. Like I won't be getting to 340 pounds, because I will want to. So my focus will be more, cardiovascular health, looking good all year round for myself. And having that more consistent kind of base of body fat rather than kind of peaks and troughs. So yeah, just focus on the here and now and let the bigger picture just do its thing.
Too right, dude. That's good piece of advice. That's great. Hopefully it'll go in there and like stay, and like it can pinball around if it wants and just never exit. That'll be wicked. Thank you so much for your time today, mate.
I really enjoyed it. It really have.
Awesome. Thank you. Have you done many podcasts before with people?
Not recently. I did. I had a funny spat in the first lockdown. A few people.
That's when they all boomed in the lockdown, didn't they?
I think everyone was like, "The fuck me ass." I like for a period of time, I was like, "Wow, this is like one every." I started saying no because I was like, literally did one last week, and especially as they were all bodybuilding ones. Nice thing about this is like the majority of what we've talked about, I've never spoken about before.
That's wicked, man. That in itself is whole point, because no one. You'll have your followers or fans. I bet you hate it when I say fans, don't you? It's weird. The people will watch your stuff and follow you on a daily basis. Will love to listen to this and hear, oh fuck, he's playing Pokemon. Oh, I'll do that. He's a normal guy.
Yeah.
That's what I want to show that.
There's a lot of like the bodybuilding. It is just like same old. And like I got to the point where I was like, that it starts like, oh, like what's your story? And I'm like, oh god, that's literally, can I just play last week's podcast because it's the same, it's not changed.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Right. We will we'll leave it here. Thank you so much, mate. You got busy schedule. I really appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
mate.
Dude. Have a good evening.
Buddy.
See you later, mate.